Arnold, are the DNA results on file?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Morning, this is cause number 2020-2815 in the interest of Zami Santiago. Is that the one we're dealing with, Ms. Parker?
No.
Okay, then Lainez, is that the one we're dealing with?
Yes. Your Honor.
All right, strike all that before. This is cause number 2024-8906 in the interest of Burnley Ali Aguilar Lainez.
Este es el caso 2020-48906 en el interés de Braylin Alía Lainez.
All right, all parties and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn.
Por favor, levante la mano derecha para ser jurado.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
¿Usted jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad delante de Dios?
Sí.
Yes.
Should I get Mr. Aguilar, please unmute yourself. Mr. Aguilar, please unmute yourself. There we go. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, I can't really hear.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes,
Raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I swear.
All right. Ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Señora, por favor, diga su nombre y la relación de usted al niño. Niña.
Mi nombre es Evelyn Laínez y soy la mamá de Brinley Laínez.
My name is Evelyn Lainez, and I am the mother of Braylin Lainez.
All right, sir, your name and your relationship to the child.
Your Honor, my name is Jessica Moreno, and I'm the attorney for Mr. Jose Aguilar.
All right, Mr. Aguilar, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
My name is Jose Aguilar, and I am the father of Brinley Lainez.
All right, counsel, your name and who you represent. Please unmute yourself, okay?
Your Honor, I represent Mr. Jose Aguilar. My name is Jessica Jaramillo Moreno.
All right, and for the state?
Sade Parker, Your Honor.
All right, we have a petition to establish parent-child relationship. We're having a hearing. Do we have any stipulations?
Yes, we do, Your
Estamos
Honor.
aquí en una petición para establecer la relación entre padre e hijo. ¿Tenemos un acuerdo en unas cosas? Sí, su señoría.
All right, let's read those into the record.
The parties agree that there is positive DNA results in this case and they're on file with the court.
Los dos están de acuerdo que hay examen de ADN positivo y ya están sometidos a la corte.
Sí.
The parties agree on that the child's last name shall be changed to Lainez Aguilar.
Los dos también están de acuerdo que el apellido de la niña se va a cambiar a Lainez Aguilar.
The parties agree to sole managing conservatorship with the mother being the primary managing conservator with the right to determine the primary residence within Harris and contiguous counties.
También están de acuerdo que los conservadores gerentes solamente serán asignados a la mamá. Ella tiene el derecho de decidir dónde vive la niña, con la residencia manteniéndose en el condado de Harris o un condado alrededor.
Sí.
The parties agree that CP will carry the health insurance through a government program with cash medical support in the amount of $88 per month.
También el acuerdo es que la aseguranza será por la mamá por el programa de gobierno y la cantidad de la manutención médica será $88 por mes.
The parties agree that the current child support will be $324 per month.
También están de acuerdo que la cantidad de manutención será 324 por mes.
The parties agree to retroactive child support for a period from September 1st, 2020 through today, amounting to $4,148 with a payback amount of $60 per month.
También están de acuerdo que la cantidad de la manutención retroactiva de septiembre 1, 2020 a junio 6, 2021 va a ser 4,148 y esa cantidad se pagará para atrás a $60 por mes, todo empezando el 1 de julio.
Those are the stipulations that I have, Your Honor.
Just
Esos son los recuerdos.
to add, did we state that the start date for current support would be July 1st?
The start date is July 1st, Your Honor.
All right.
Va a estar de acuerdo, el día de empezar la manutención será el 1 de julio 2021.
All right. So for Ms. Lainez, is that your, are those your agreements?
Señor Lainez, ¿esos son su acuerdo que usted acaba de escuchar?
Sí,
And Ms. Moreno, Jaramillo Moreno, those are your agreements so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And so what are the issues?
Your Honor, the issues are the non-disclosure and visitation. Mom wants supervised through the domestic relations office. Dad wants supervised through his mother, and then court costs.
La razón que estamos aquí, que no están de acuerdo, es las visitaciones. La mamá quiere visitación por el condado de Harris, supervisadas por el condado de Harris. El papá quiere las visitaciones supervisadas por la mamá de él y también los corte.
Okay, hold on just a second. Now, the possession and access, we're only dealing with the supervision? Or are we dealing with the times?
Judge, both, we hadn't even settled that.
Okay, both. Okay, possession and access and supervision.
La razón que estamos aquí es sobre la posesión y acceso a la niña y sobre la supervisión.
All right, let's proceed.
Okay, Your Honor.
Proceder.
The state would like to call Evelyn Lainez.
El Estado llama a la señora Evelyn Lainez para testigo.
Ms. Lainez, what safety concerns do you have with your address and phone number being listed in this order?
Señora Lainez, ¿qué preocupación usted tiene sobre que su dirección e información sea disponible en esta orden?
Pues, ¿cómo así?
What do you mean?
Ms. Lainez, you requested that the supervision be supervised.
No,
And-
you're moving on to something different here. You started asking questions about
Okay.
non-disclosure.
Do you have a problem with him knowing your phone number and address? Because when you're asking for a non-disclosure, that is your phone number and address not being disclosed in this order.
Usted está pidiendo que su dirección y número de teléfono no sea disponible en la orden. ¿Por qué es la razón que usted no quiere esa información que esté disponible para la otra persona?
Porque él está acusado de violencia doméstica.
Because he's been accused of family violence.
He was accused by who?
Él fue acusado por quién?
Yo lo acusé a él por violencia doméstica y tengo pruebas.
I accused him of domestic violence and I have proof.
And was he arrested?
Él fue arrestado.
Sí, el día que el policía me dijo que lo iban a ir a arrestar.
Objection, not responsive.
I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I'll wait for the translation. I'm sorry, but
Oh,
Yes, he was when the police told me that.
objection as to the responsiveness, non-responsive. After yes.
okay, repeat your question, Ms. Parker, so that she may understand.
Okay, I asked her, was he arrested?
El señor
Right.
Aguilar fue arrestado.
¿Sí o no, señor?
Sí.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
And is there a current court case?
Y hay un caso en la corte por ese cargo.
Él por ahorita solamente está acusado, pero aún no se ha llevado a la corte esto.
At this
Pero-
time, it's only been charged. It's only been accused. He hasn't been charged in court.
Y tiene orden de alejamiento porque el policía me dijo que le iban a dar orden de alejamiento.
And he has an order to stay away. The police told me he was going to get an order to stay away.
Okay, so do you know if there is a protective order in place?
¿Usted sabe si hay una orden de protección en el estado ahorita?
Sí,
Yes.
Okay, and do you fear that undue harm or harassment could come to you and your child if he was to have access to your telephone number and your address?
¿Usted cree que le puede causar daño a usted o a la niña si él sabe su dirección o número de teléfono?
sí.
Yes.
Okay, and why are you requesting supervised visitation through the DRO?
¿Por qué está usted pidiendo visitaciones supervisadas por el condado de Harris de la Oficina Domestic Relations Office?
Lo estoy pidiendo porque quiero proteger a mi bebé, porque él es una persona violenta y yo sé que él es capaz de hacerle mucho daño a mi bebé.
I am requesting this because I want to protect my child. He is a violent person and he can cause harm to my child.
Has he ever been violent with your child in the past?
¿Él ha sido violento con su niña en el pasado?
Yo casi tengo un aborto y fui de emergencia al hospital porque de que él supo que yo estaba embarazada, él me hizo violencia doméstica durante todo mi embarazo.
I almost had an abortion when I was pregnant because as soon as he got pregnant, he has always,
Y él negaba a la niña, decía que no era de él.
and he denied the child.
And would you be okay with having his mother supervise the visits instead of the domestic relations office?
¿Usted estaría de acuerdo que la mamá sea la que supervisa las visitaciones, la mamá de él, en vez del condado de Harris?
No, no estoy de acuerdo.
No, I would
Why
not
not?
be. ¿Y por qué?
Porque ustedes son la ley y yo busqué la ley porque la ley aquí ampara a las personas y la mamá de él y ellos no tienen tiempo para cuidar a la niña.
Because you are the law and I requested help from the law and the law helps us and I don't think, perdón, siga otra vez de lo que
Ellos no tienen la capacidad para poder cuidar a la niña.
and I don't believe they have the capability of knowing how to take care of my child.
So you're saying you don't believe his mother has the capability of knowing how to take care of your child?
¿Usted dice que la mamá de él no tiene la capacidad de poder cuidar a la niña?
No, no tienen capacidad. Y también mi bebé tiene una enfermedad que se llama anemia falciforme.
An illness called, ¿cómo se llama?
Anemia falciforme.
I'm not sure how to pronounce that. ¿Puede repetir otra vez?
Se llama anemia falciforme.
Type of anemia?
Es como se llama, como skill cells, algo así. Skill cells, no me acuerdo cómo se llama. Pero
Okay.
ella toma medicina.
The child takes some medicine because she has that illness, anemia. Or
Sí, pero
macizo.
no es cualquier anemia, sino que se llama anemia falciforme, que pues es como algo de la sangre y le van a cambiar, le van a dar más medicamentos a la niña y la niña requiere de muchos cuidados.
And she takes several medications, and they're going to change her medication, and she needs a lot of assistance medical.
And you couldn't explain what she needs to Mr. Aguilar or his mother?
Y usted no le puede explicar a la mamá del señor Aguilar o a señor Aguilar sobre cómo cuidar a la niña.
Pues no me siento segura con que ellos cuiden a la niña, o sea, que ella esté allí. Me siento segura que la ley.
Taking care of the child.
I'm sorry, Arnold, I couldn't hear what you said.
Señora, ¿puede repetir la respuesta?
Que yo no me siento segura con que ellos, que esté la mamá presente allí. Yo me siento más segura con la ley.
I don't feel safe with the mom being there present supervising. I feel more safe with the law being there supervising.
Okay, but that's not the question I asked you. I asked you whether or not you could explain to Mr. Aguilar and his mother about your daughter's medication so they could make sure that she got the medication.
Eso no fue la pregunta. La pregunta fue que si usted le puede explicar a la mamá del señor Aguilar qué tipo de medicación toma la niña y cómo se toma esa medicación.
Pues es que todo el tiempo yo he pasado pendiente de mi niña. Todo el tiempo yo he pasado pendiente de mi niña.
That every time I've been the one taking care of my child.
Y la señora no pasa, o sea, la señora no tienen tiempo ni para ellos mismos. Entonces,
And the mother doesn't have time for herself or others, so I don't.
porque ella ni siquiera cuida a su hija de ella. Entonces no va a tener
She
tiempo para
doesn't even
cuidar a mi
take care
bebé.
of her own child, so I don't think she'll be able to take care of mine.
And you're also requesting that Mr. Aguilar be asked to pay court costs, correct?
Y usted también está pidiendo que los biles de la corte sean otorgados al señor Aguilar, ¿es correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, Your Honor, I don't have any further questions for this witness at this time.
Ya no
Yes,
tenemos preguntas a este tiempo para este testigo.
Ms. Moreno?
Thank you, Judge.
Señora Moreno.
Ms. Lanes, how often does your child take that medication?
Señora Leines, ¿a qué hora se toma la medicina su niña?
Mi niña necesita tomarse la medicina 2 veces al día. Yo se la doy a ella una vez en la mañana y una
My
vez en la
child
noche.
has to take it 2 times a day. I give it to her in the mornings and 1 time in the evening.
Y a ella no le puede faltar ese medicamento por nada del mundo.
And she cannot use that medication for any time, for anything in the world.
So what time is her AM dose?
¿A qué horas es la medicamento en la mañana?
Como a las 9 de la mañana y a las
9 a.m.
en las noches como a las 8 o 7.
And at night it's around 8 or 7.
Okay. And other than that, what kind of additional medication does your child require daily?
Y no más esa medicación. ¿Qué otra medicación toma la niña o requiere la niña?
También debo de tener cuidado con la alimentación de mi niña porque ella no puede comer cualquier tipo de comida. Aparte que ahorita en este mes
I have to make sure the food intake that she has is okay because she cannot eat certain food.
y este mes me toca llevarla a Texas Children's de nuevo porque va a tener que, le van a hacer un examen y creo que ahorita a los 9 meses le van a dar otro medicamento, va a tomar más medicamento.
And this month I have to take her to Texas Children. They're going to do another exam at the 9 months, and I believe they're going to change her medication or give her more medication.
So isn't it true that you could make a list of foods that your child is allowed to eat for Mr. Aguilar or anybody in his family who may be caring for your child?
¿No es cierto que usted puede hacer una lista de comida que puede comer la niña que le puede mostrar al señor Aguilar o a un familiar del señor Aguilar que va a estar vigilando a la niña?
Eh, pues, pues todavía no sé qué tipo de alergias le den algunas comidas porque apenas estoy experimentando con ella, pero
I don't know
también,
exactly right now what foods can cause her an allergic reaction because
pero, pero sé que el hierro le hace daño a ella.
but I know that iron makes her feel ill.
Okay, but for example, what do you feed your daughter for lunch?
Por ejemplo, ¿qué le da usted de comer a la niña?
A veces le doy como, a veces, no siempre, arroz y frijoles, le doy frutas, le
Sometimes I
doy,
give her some rice and beans. I give her some fruit.
le doy, ¿cómo se dice? Pasta, le doy
I give
sopitas
her
de pollo.
pasta, a little soup of chicken.
So if Mr. Aguilar were to have a visitation with the baby, he could feed her those things and she would be okay, right?
Si el señor Aguilar tuviera visitación y el señor le daba esas comidas, la niña estuviera bien, ¿correcto?
Sí, sí,
Yes.
And you know Mr. Aguilar's mom, is that right?
¿Usted conoce la mamá del señor Aguilar?
sí, yo conozco a la mamá de él.
Yes, I do know his mother.
And you don't believe her to have any bad criminal history or anything like that, do you?
¿Usted no piensa que ella tenga un historial criminal?
No,
No.
And in fact, she's been to your house before, right?
Y en verdad la señora ha ido a la casa de usted, ¿correcto?
ella solamente, sí, pero solamente ha venido 2 veces que yo le permití.
Yes, but she's only came to my house 2 times that I allowed her to come.
Porque ella me buscaba a mí, porque me decía que quería ver la niña. Entonces yo no quería hacer
Because
mal.
she would contact me because she wanted to see the child.
Okay, so do you agree that the grandma is interested in the baby and loves the baby?
¿Usted está de acuerdo que la mamá está interesada en la niña y quiere a la niña?
Que la mamá de él, pues sí.
The mother of him, yes.
Okay. And in fact, Mr. Aguilar and his family already know where you live, right?
Y es cierto que el señor Aguilar y la mamá y la familia del señor Aguilar ya sabe dónde usted vive.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, and do you know what the DRO is?
¿Usted sabe qué es la oficina del Domestic Relations Office?
No.
No.
Do you know where it's located?
¿Usted sabe dónde está localizado?
No, pero me dieron números y pues a mí me llamaba la fiscal y pues aquí tengo también de que él estaba acusado de violencia doméstica. Entonces
Oh, I
todavía
don't,
este caso,
but I've called the district attorney and the official, and they told me that he is accused of family violence.
también cuando nació la niña, tengo,
To non-responsiveness.
Sustain.
Um,
Está respondiendo la pregunta un momento.
Ma'am, if your concern is medical care and the child's diet, why do you think that those issues would be addressed at the dispute resolution office?
Y usted, si la preocupación de usted sobre las visitas es de la médico y de lo que come la niña, ¿por qué usted quiere que esto se va a resolver en la oficina donde hacen mediación a la familia?
porque él es una persona violenta y él puede llegar a hacer muchas cosas a mi bebé.
Because he is a violent person and he can cause harm to my child.
Y yo estoy protegiendo a mi bebé.
And I am trying to protect my child, my baby.
Porque si él me hizo violencia a mí estando embarazada y jamás me apoyó durante mi embarazo, él puede hacerle muchas cosas a mi niña y me dijo que me iba a quitar a mi niña y que se iba a reír.
Because if he caused me harm while I was pregnant and he did violence against me while I was having the child, what's to say that he can not hurt the child? And he also said that he would try to take the child away from me.
Y que se iba a reír el día que le dieran a la niña, que se iba a reír en mi cara el día que le dieran a la niña.
And that he was going to laugh in my face the day that he got the child.
Y que él se quería llevar la niña a México.
And that he wanted to take the child to Mexico.
And ma'am, have you ever let Mr. Aguilar see the baby?
Señora Lainez, ¿usted ha dejado al señor Aguilar ver la niña?
Yo desde que hice este último reporte de la policía, él no ha tenido contacto conmigo porque el policía me dio a entender que yo no puedo tener contacto con él y pues yo estoy llamando porque yo le tengo temor a él. Pero
since the last report, police report, I have not seen the child. I have not seen him. And my understanding was that he was not to be with me. So I haven't, he hasn't seen the child.
So what was the month, the last month that he saw the child?
¿Cuándo fue el último mes que él vio la niña?
No me acuerdo muy bien. Sé que la niña tenía como un mes cuando la vio solamente como dos o una vez, como dos veces, porque el policía, cuando yo llamé a la policía, el policía...
Señor, tiene que contestar la pregunta.
Sí, estoy contestando. Que ese día el policía me dijo que él, como era el papá, él tenía derecho de ver a la niña. Entonces,
That day, the police told me that since he was the father, he had the right to see the child.
pero creo que tal vez esa vez fue en septiembre o...
And I believe it was around September or so.
Okay, folks, this is getting a little too complicated. And I believe the district court should have to have this case. I'm going to transfer it to the 312 District Court. DRO mediation is ordered. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Este caso lo vamos a transferir al condado, a la corte de distrito. También estamos ordenando que vayan a mediación a la oficina del Domestic Relations Office del condado de Harris.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right, excused.
Arnold, you and them just go back over there.
Okay. Por favor, señora, Mr. Aguilar, please log into the first meeting that we're in this morning, and we're going to address the order there. Señora Lainez, por favor, sálgase de esta junta y entre a la otra junta que entró en la mañana para terminar el proceso.
Ok.
Gracias. Thank you.
Yeah, Arnold, once you finish, just go do number 3.
Okay.
All right, who's dealing with the McElroy matter?
Angela.
I am, Your Honor. I'm just trying to see if that presumed father did log in like he was supposed to. He was in the waiting room between your last hearing and now, and I'm just trying to see if I can get him back, Your Honor.
The presumed father was in the waiting room?
He was in the waiting room, but I think he is hung up again. I know that AAG Sharma has a case.
Okay, we're not doing anything unless he appears and he's ready to proceed.
Right, I believe I talked to him, Your Honor, before I approached the court, Your Honor. He did tell me he was able to proceed. In between us being on the screen, I guess he hung up. So I'm not trying to proceed without him. I'm just trying to get him back on the line.
Let me know if he's back.
Okay.
I can't do anything. I can't do anything about it right now.
I understand.
All right.
Yeah, but Kavita's ready on her case, Your Honor. Mr. McElroy, can you, unless you're with Ms. Sharma, can you take your video off?
And Mr. Bennett, can you turn your camera on, please?
What case are we dealing with now?
Your Honor, this is cause number 2024-8966, Marky Bennett and Brittany Reagans.
All right. We're back on the record. The mother's present telephonically,
Yes,
and
Your
the
Honor.
father's here by video, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Hold on. Okay, Maria, why can't I pull up this petition? Hmm? Oh, was it already pulled up? Is that why it won't pull it up? No, that's not it.
What were you looking for?
Looking for the petition.
Wasn't that it?
Is that Reagan's and Bennett? Let's see. Yes. Okay, that's it. That's why it wouldn't pull up. All right, this is cause number 2024-8966 in the interest of Caleb Reagans. All parties. Do we have Miss Reagans? Please unmute yourself, Miss Reagans. All parties raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. Please state your name and your relationship to the child.
I am Brittany Riggins, and I am Caleb Riggins' mother.
All right, sir. Your name and your relationship to the child.
Marquis Bennett, Caleb Reagan's father.
All right, and for the state.
Vita Sharma for the state, Your Honor.
All right, we've got a petition to establish parent-child relationship. We're having a hearing. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Do we have any stipulations?
No, Your Honor. Oh, yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. The parties agree to stipulate to conservatorship, joint managing conservator, they agree to retro, they agree to child support. The only point of contention, Your Honor, is the last name, the surname of the child. And we are here to discuss that today, Your Honor.
And I want to know if she's going to let me see my child.
Mr. Bennett, one moment.
All right, do we have stipulations on possession and access and so forth?
Yes, Judge, we do.
Child support?
Yes,
medical?
Judge.
You have not read those into the record. What are all the stipulations?
Yes, Judge. The parties agree to medical support. They agreed to $25 a month in medical support. We're using the minimum wage presumption for Mr. Bennett because he is currently unemployed. Reasonable cost is $113 a month of his gross monthly resources of $1,256.67. Mr. Bennett has 4 other children that he provides support for, so he's getting credit for that. The child is covered under no private health insurance, so Mr. Bennett has agreed to pay $25 a month towards the cash medical support. They have agreed to joint managing conservators with Ms. Reagan's being the possessory parent. They have agreed to pick up and drop off at Mr. Bennett's mother's residence. And the address is listed in the order at 4252 Weaver Street, Your Honor, apartment 5. They are agreeing to the child support of $152 beginning July 1. They're also agreeing to retro child support between August 17th, 2016 to June 8th, 2021 in the amount of $12,035, beginning July 1 at $110 a month, Your Honor. This is for one child who is 13 years old. Parties agree to court costs being billed by the county to Mr. Bennett. Again, Your Honor, the only thing that the parties do not agree on is the surname of the child. Ms. Reagans wants to keep the surname of the child as Reagans, and Mr. Bennett wants the child to have his last name.
Okay, so far, Mr. Bennett, is this your agreement?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
So-
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
far, Miss Reagans, are these your agreements?
Yes, sir.
So the only issue is to decide whether the child's last name shall be Reagans, continue to be Reagans, or be changed to Bennett. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Why are all these people on the screen here? Okay, let's proceed on the child's surname.
Yes, Judge. The state would like to call Ms. Reagans.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Reagans, have you had an opportunity to discuss with me the last name of the child in question here?
Yes.
And can you tell the court why you do not want to change the last name?
Yes. I'm trying to. Why should I have to change his last name when he never done anything for my son?
Okay. You do understand that we are setting child support going forward with retroactive child support from August of 2017, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I understand it, but I'm okay. I had my son in 2007. He was in a NICU for 5 weeks. He went and seen him one time. He didn't say nothing about the name then. After that, we wasn't talking. We started back talking. He was there with my son for a little bit, for a couple of days. He didn't ever say nothing about the name then. Now I feel like he only doing it because I put child support on him. I only did it because he don't do nothing for my son.
You never let me see.
Hold on, sir.
I don't even
Nobody's
know who
talking.
you
Hold
is.
on, sir. Nobody's talking to you right now. You're going to have an
That's why I
opportunity to say something, but not right now.
Okay.
And that's enough. Yes,
So the
ma'am.
only reason you don't want the last name of the child to be changed to Bennett or hyphenated is because he has not been involved in the child's life since 2007. Is that correct?
Yes, and I've been doing everything.
Okay, ma'am. The
Like
answer with
going
that was yes or no.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, no further questions for this.
All right, Mr. Bennett, do you have any questions for Miss Reagans?
It's you say for Miss Riggins?
Do you have any questions for her?
I just want to know why she don't never let me see her.
Okay, ma'am. Why don't you not let him see the child?
Yeah, I know. Well, he did. He have seen Caleb in the past, but Caleb have got older now. I asked Caleb. Caleb don't want to see him. I can't make my son go somewhere he don't want to go, Your Honor. He asked to go to the grandmother.
All right. Any other questions, Mr. Bennett? I'm going to let you say something later, but do you have any questions, further questions for Miss Figure? No. Okay.
Why?
Oh,
I was just. I'm just saying why she took him from me in the first place.
ma'am, sir, we're not. What we're talking about right now is the surname of the child. Okay.
Oh yeah. I want to pay whatever, sir. I just want to see my child, and I know after this is
All right.
over with,
It's
she's
my
not.
well, sir. It's my understanding that there is an agreement as to possession and access. Is that correct, Miss Sharma?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All
I
right.
would
Is
love
this
to have that in writing.
hold on, sir? Is it a standard possession order or what is it?
Yes, Your Honor, it is. And I have explained that to Mr. Bennett, and Ms. Reagans is agreeing to it.
All right, Mr. Bennett. There's going to be a court order that orders her to produce a child for your visit. So we're not going to discuss that anymore, okay?
Yes, sir.
If she doesn't, then you can file a lawsuit against her and the judge can put her in jail
Yes, sir.
if she doesn't follow the order. All right? Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have any other questions, Mr. Bennett, for her?
Do I have questions for her, sir?
Yes.
No, sir. I don't. No,
Okay.
sir.
All right, Miss Sharma, call your next witness.
The state would like to call Marky Bennett.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Bennett, you conducted a DNA test and found out today that you were the father of the child, Caleb Reagans, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And after that, you have requested that the child's last name reflect your surname as Bennett, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you in agreement to have the last name of the child hyphenated to be Reagans Bennett as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Judge, no further questions for Mr. Bennett.
All right, Miss Reagans, do you have any questions for Mr. Bennett?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
How do you think that? So you want me to give Caleb your last name?
He's mine, right?
No, the
You
answer
the
to
one
that, well, hold on,
Yes,
hold on,
yes,
hold
yes,
on,
I
hold
do.
on, hold on, both of you. This is not
Yes, sir.
Judge Judy. You don't get to argue with each other here. You asked Mr. Bennett a question. Mr. Bennett, you didn't answer the
Yes,
question.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Go ahead, Miss Reagans.
Yeah, and I have nothing else to say
All
to
right.
him.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Anything further, Miss Sharma? Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, no further witnesses from the state.
Okay. Miss Reagan, anything else you want to say?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Bennett, anything else you want to say?
No, sir.
All right. This child is 13 years old now?
That is
Yes,
correct, Your
sir.
Honor.
All right. And he's gone by the name of Reagans for 13 years?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. Court orders the child's surname shall continue to be Reagans then.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I
In
be,
order.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm in order.
Mr. Bennett and Ms. Reagans, please log back into the previous Zoom ID.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Who's here on the Santiago matter?
I am, Your Honor.
Miss Parker. All right.
Mr. Santiago and Miss Martinez, can you both cut on your video? And Miss Bidu is here also, Your Honor.
Mr.
Miss Martinez, please come. If you guys can come on camera also at this time.
Yes. I'm not allowed to because the host turned mine off.
Okay.
You're on. All right. This is cause number 2020-28215 in the interest of Sammy Santiago. All parties, please raise your right hands to be sworn, and witnesses. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Ms. Martinez, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
My name is Maria Martinez, and I am the mother of Sammy Santiago.
All right, sir, your name and your relationship to the child. Sir, your name and your relationship to the child. Mr. Santiago, can you hear me?
Yeah, there. Yes.
Did you hear what I said?
I did not. Sorry.
All right, state your name and your relationship to the child.
David Santiago. I'm her father.
Okay, and for the state?
Darnay Parker, Your Honor.
We've got a petition to establish parent-child relationship. We're having a hearing. Do we have any stipulations?
Yes, we do, Your Honor. The parties agree to stipulate that the terms of the temporary order be finalized, which is joint managing conservatorship, and with the modified possession schedule that leads into a standard possession schedule, a non-disclosure, and that Ms. Martinez will carry health insurance through a government program with a cash medical support amount of $91. The parties also stipulate that the child support will increase to $326 per month as of July 1st, 2021. The parties also agree that there are child support arrears of $236 as of 6/7/2021 and medical support arrears of $314.29 as of 6/7/21. The parties And those are the agreements that the parties have. And the issue is that Mr. Santiago does not agree to a retroactive child support amount to retroactive child support judgment from March 2019 when the parties stopped living together through December 2020 when the temporary order was obtained. He doesn't believe he should have to have any retro at all.
All right, let's proceed.
Okay. Your Honor, the state would like to call Miss Martinez.
All right.
Miss Martinez, when did you separate from Mr. Santiago?
Around March. Sometime around March. I'm not sure the exact date.
What
In
year?
what year?
2019.
Okay. And since you separated from him up until December 2020 when the temporary order was obtained, did he provide you any money for the support of Sammy?
No.
Did you request any money from him during that time?
No.
And he didn't contact you to offer to give you any money for Sammy during that time either?
No.
But you are requesting that a retroactive child support judgment be taken against him for that time period, though?
Yes.
Because your daughter did still need things during that time period, correct?
Yes.
And you were the only one providing for her during that time period?
That is correct.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness.
Mr. Santiago, do you have any questions for Ms. Martinez?
No.
All right, call your next witness.
Your Honor, the state would like to call Mr. Santiago.
All right.
Mr. Santiago, when did you separate from Ms. Martinez?
I believe, like you said, March 2019.
Okay.
What, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. What date? What month?
March.
March. Okay, she's correct in saying what date you all separated. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right.
And from the period of your separation until the temporary order was obtained, did you give her any money for the support of Sammy?
I did not.
Why didn't you provide her with any financial support?
It wasn't a lack of trying. I did email her. She has like 3 different emails. I emailed 2 of them that I can remember of. I have her mom is more than willing to testify or whatever it is to say that they reach out to her and her brother to try to reach out to her and talk to her to try to see my daughter.
No, I'm asking you about giving her money, not about seeing your child, about giving her money.
There was no way for me to give her money if I didn't know where she was at, how to give it to her. There was no way for me to do that.
You didn't know where she lived?
No, I didn't.
And the family members that you said you talked to, you couldn't give them the money for them to give the money to her?
They weren't in talking terms. Her mom and Maria weren't in talking terms.
Okay, but you do agree that your child, Sammy, had needs during that time where you weren't providing?
Of course, yes.
And why do you feel like you shouldn't have to pay a retroactive child support judgment?
Because if she wouldn't just have cut me off, I could have done that for her. I could have been there for her. I could have paid for whatever she needed, but she cut me off completely, and she disappeared. I didn't know where she was. I didn't know what she was doing. Where was my daughter? If she was okay, I didn't know anything. Even when I did try to reach out, I was just ignored. So I did try to be there for my daughter, and I tried to provide for her.
Okay, Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness.
Ms. Martinez, do you have any questions for Mr. Santiago?
No, I do not.
All right. Is it what he's saying is correct? You would not you didn't know where you were, where to contact you. You cut him off from any relationship with his son?
Yes and no. I did cut him off completely. I I didn't want him in my life personally. I didn't mind him being in his daughter's life. We did have court a couple of times, and I did show up for those court dates. He never showed up, and I am from there. I just don't know how they found me, but they did tell me I had a court date, and I finally showed up, and he showed up as well, and now we're here. But yes, that's about it.
So you didn't want any help from him. You didn't want anything from him. That's correct?
For my daughter, yes. But I guess you can say I was more interested in helping my own daughter out and doing what I had to do for her and her well-being.
Right, but you didn't pursue any kind of child support or ask him for any child support or have any conversation about child support because you didn't want to have anything to do with him, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, why do we have Ms. Badu here?
Because she's here to testify to what the amount of the retro would be, Your Honor. We haven't taken any testimony about that.
All right.
Your Honor, the state would like to call Ms. Bidu.
Okay.
Ms. Bidu, where do you work?
The Office of the Attorney General Child Support Division.
And what are your responsibilities and duties as a child support officer?
One of my responsibilities is to investigate non-custodial parents' wage information and to report those, as well as calculations of child support and retroactive child support.
Did you calculate the retroactive child support in this case?
I did.
And what were those calculations?
From March 2019 up until December 31st, 2020, the total retroactive child support is $12,472. Also, the arrearage of $236 gives a cumulative retroactive child support judgment of $12,708.
And what would the payout amount on that be?
A minimum of $65 would cover the interest on that amount.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for Ms. Bidu. Can she be excused, Your Honor?
No. Ms. Martinez, do you have any questions of Ms. Bidu?
No, sir.
Mr. Santiago, do you have any questions of Mr. Bidu, Ms. Bidu?
No, sir.
All right, then she may be excused. All right. Ms. Parker?
Your Honor, I have no further questions. No other witnesses, Your Honor.
And Mr. Santiago, anything further you want to say?
No, sir.
And Ms. Martinez, anything further you want to say?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Fisher, Ms. Parker, you need a just a cumulative amount of retro, or you need it broken down?
I think the cumulative, Natasha, just give me the cumulative, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Yes, I'm sorry. We would need, if Judge, if you were ordering a retroactive child support from that time period, we would just need that amount because the other part
That's already been,
parties have agreed to, yes, the other
All right,
parties or the parties. have
that's
agreed.
already been stipulated to, right? That he didn't
Right,
have
Yes.
an
The
arrears.
other part, yes.
right.
That's another part. Okay. Court awards retroactive child support judgment amount of $6,000 to be paid at the rate of $50 a month beginning July 1st, 2021. All other stipulations are approved.
Your Honor, is that the cumulative amount or just the retroactive amount?
Just the retroactive amount. The cumulative amount has already been, well, of course, there needs to be a payment on the, all right, I'm going to make the cumulative amount. What was the stipulated temporary child support?
The stipulated, you mean they agreed that the arrears on the child support were $236 and on the medical support were $314.29.
All right, then I'm making the cumulative judgment of $6,236 to be paid at the rate of $50 a month, beginning July 1st, 2021. All other stipulations are approved.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you guys just need to log back into the other Zoom where you just came from so she can send the final order for you guys to sign.
Okay.